Welcome back to the big Sleepover Moviecast. I'm your host, DNA, and tonight, from 1985, an American science fantasy comedy film written and directed by John Hughes and starring Anthony Michael Hall, Elin Mitchell Smith, and Kelly LeBrock, based on the 1951 pre-code comic Made of the Future by Al Feldstein. It's weird science. Yes, weird science. Now, this is a little bit early for the standard films that we watch here on the Moviecast. And that's because in the 90s, there was I believe it was on USA, there was a TV show of the same name. The TV series here was indeed on USA Network and starred Vanessa Angel as the Magic Genie Woman. And that's what this movie is about. It very much is a story of Pygmalion in a way, but also creating a sexy, experienced older woman to bring these young boys to their peak of puberty. Otherwise, the plot is pretty standard. These are two, quote, nerds, I guess, who are bullied by the senior jocks. Now, who are those senior jocks? Well, some of the other actors include Robert Downey Jr., the great Bill Paxton, R.I.P., Vernon Wells, Suzanne Snyder, Judy Aronson, Britt Leach, famed character actor Michael Berryman, John Kapelos, Steve James, Jill Whitlow, Wallace Langham, and Playboy Playmate of 1982, Kim Malin. Now, if you're hearing my lisp, that is tarnishing my otherwise beautiful speaking voice, it's because I just got fitted with Invisalign, and I am learning how to speak through it. I will do my best to not have too many S's and sound like this the entire podcast. But that said, nobody listens to this, so you won't give a damn. And in a couple weeks, they'll be out. My teeth will be straighter, and the world will be a happier place because of it. Now, this version of the story isn't a true sleepover. Like we said, it was a little too early. I was barely even born. But I remember watching a lot of the episodes on the USA show. Older brother Chet is very vivid in my mind. And he was played by Lee Allen Turgeson, whose Wikipedia picture shows off his giant tongue. I prefer me some Bill Paxton overall, and excited to see Robert Downey Jr. Now, I bought the 4K release of this. It is in Dolby Vision, so we'll be watching it with that added layer of whatever Dolby Vision is. Extra colors, extra fidelity, I don't even know. But you do have to have a special player to play that. So if you're not aware of that, make sure you get the correct 4K player and make sure you are watching it with me as such. We're still going to do the countdown, and we'll just kind of dive in and dig this mid-'80s vibe. I mean, how more 80s can you get with Anthony Michael Hall, right? I mean, this is peak his time. And this was a huge success. 7.5 million budget, 38.9 million take home. Now, we'd be remiss if we did not talk about the theme song, Weird Science by Oingo Boingo, fronted by Danny Elfman, legendary composer, both in movies, TV, and of course with Oingo Boingo in the popular music scene. Now, John Hughes is also maybe the most prolific and legendary director of the 80s oeuvre, began with National Lampoon magazine, and has directed such films as 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, She's Having a Baby, and Uncle Buck. He wrote the films National Lampoon's Vacation, Mr. Mom, Pretty in Pink, The Great Outdoors, Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, Dutch, yes, Dutch, and Beethoven. So tons of stay tunes, and I believe this is the first one that we are doing here on this movie cast. So we will absolutely work our way around to several of these. Even though they are in the 80s, this is the time that would carry over into the 90s for tape rental. And I watched a lot of these 80s movies at sleepovers. This wasn't one of them, again, because I was more familiar with the TV show. Now, I have watched this before. I've seen it some years back. I've not watched it in probably 2 decades at least. So excited to revisit. All right, I have the track pulled up, and I am going to click play. On 3, 2, 1, go. When I say go, I click play. Might as well recap the rules for y'all since it's season 2. And let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Now, you should see the motion picture warning with your Dolby Vision symbol in blue. Now, coming onto the screen, you should see the old Universal logo. And if you do, we are together. Now, here are our heroes at GEM. Not bad legs for them, you know? Not a bad build overall. In fact, again, we have here the male equivalent of the glasses and bun effect that they do to pretty girls. She's all that syndrome. And puberty is running wild, as we can see. I mean, it's a very bold plan, sir. Yeah, there you go. Reality is going to come crashing back. Fair point. And look at those white socks, man. Love it. Oh, RDJ. Now, this was prime RDJ cocaine and drugs era. And RDJ, not a tall man. So either they have him standing on something, or our 2 leads here are quite short themselves. And younger, of course, but now you could just pick it up. It's not like their dicks are out. And I believe there is nudity in this film. I believe this is a PG-13 or possibly even PG. And there are some fine old titties, at least. Now, the transfer looks fantastic. And here we have a nice rendition of Oingo Boingo. Sounds great through our Dolby Atmos soundtrack, even though I'm listening through my headphones. And I'm not plugging Dolby. I don't really give a shit about this. I want, as a lover of physical media, I want the best I can get. Currently, Dolby Vision has that. But if you're aware of the streaming wars, and if you're aware of the format wars, there's HDR10 plus. And of course, we need to move to 12-bit for color spectrum as well. That alone will produce sharper, better screens. Now, you can get in the argument, is 8K necessary? I'm going to say yes. 35 millimeter is not quite a 4K equivalent. It's like 6K, I believe. So yes, I would like 8K. After 8K, I am good. I personally don't need any more. I will be too old and too blind to be able to tell the difference. Oh, Joel Silver. The history of Joel Silver. I don't know if we've gotten into that on this movie cast, but we probably should at some point. Prolific, but also controversial. How is he not in love with his sister? best friend strategy. Now look at that butt haircut. That also survived to the 90s. His little swoop did not. He's never slept over before. What are they eating? That's a big bowl of candy? I guess, yeah, Frankenstein is another good parable for this. But the whole controlling of a woman brings by the Pygmalion vibe. And the legend of... I wasn't paying attention, but if you pause on those books, toxicology, the book of something, good subtle acting. By our three named actors here. Again, there's a kind of patience there and movement that I think is dead now that people have cell phones. I think it's ruined actors. And this movie now has a new life thanks to AI, and it was far not the first to have hologram women. Blade Runner. And then the Her is an interesting take on that by just voice relationship. Mannequin of this time. Ooh, floppy disks. Oh, yeah. One thing I know, we know women. I mean, he does have a big house and a nice room. Little rich kid here. Tits in the brain. So, yeah, what do you suggest? Electrocuting it? Oh, look at that. Old school internet. So he just hacked into the government. Crypto smasher. How about that? And again, we have a visualized internet. There's probably others I'm missing here, like Tron, obviously, but what else am I missing here in terms of like early computer, Starfighter or something? My computer wore tennis shoes. I actually have that. We should watch that here on this movie cast. I don't think I've ever seen it. And now we enter the Simpsons-esque. Why is he so sweaty? Fill it with data. Okay. Damn, nice collection of Playboy that they're now ripping off here. And there's your actress's face. Oh. Old school scanner that does a super fast job. David Lee Roth, baby. I like Van Halen, not Van Hagar. Yep. AI is that easy, ladies and gentlemen. Eat your heart out, Chat GTP. GPT, excuse me. I like the kiddiness here, though. Where'd they get them? Nobody else notices that happening? Nice. God. I think Chet would be alerted. Look at those splitters. Nice. Jesus, it warped time and space. Yeah, I mean, what a computer. Bashing. Wow. At least he bashed it instead of the monitor, showing some level of intelligence. Nice life game suggestion. And of course, a Talking Heads Big Suit poster from the Stop Making Sense tour, one of the best live music videos you could possibly ever want to watch. Sound design is awesome, and the editing is actually pretty good. You know, for what it is, they got in there, they made some AI back in 1984. Oh, those little shirts. My God. American Apparel type underwear, if that doesn't exist anymore, but I say it's inspired by those panties. Yep. Nice Dolby Vision. Oh, I thought we were going to see some soapy ass. Now, why'd they do it together? I guess they're cool with each other's boners. Now, again, let's not forget that they're probably supposed to be 15 or 16, and she's definitely an adult. So with genders reversed, you might have a more of a problem. Okay, good. At least they're clothed. Yeah, see, kid drinking apple juice. Although I like his outfit there, Power Clash. Now, has he rolled up his sleeves? How many apple juices has he had? So a lot of things unexplained. The pink Cadillac, her magic. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. The great philosophical debate. Closest he's gotten, probably. This is a good film for a 13-year-old. Nice. Candy bar looks like a happening place. Is there a live band playing blues? No. Why? Because there's a lot of black people. Nice. McLovin level card. Yep. Let's do it. Big house party is always a good idea. First thing you had to do was go pee. I guess it was all those apple juices. Gotta love the nothing but net quote shirt. That isn't bad. At least he knows what blues music is. Oh. It. Yep. Here we have the white person scared of black people trope. Funniest version of this that is, pointing the finger at the white people. Blind dog liquor is probably Animal House. There you go. Make someone laugh and they'll be your friend, Make fun of yourself. I do like that the blues was considered somewhat cool. Although this would not be the type of 80s bar I would expect to find them in. Don't appreciate the accent. Insane? Uh, oh. Nobody gonna talk about this super fine genie? I guess they got over that and they're respectful now. Let's end this scene already. Ooh. All right. And you brought me back with that one. Bitch, need your nuts. And they don't have him smoking because this is a wholesome film. They were planning a sequel apparently and wanted to make it more adult, and that meant giving it an R rating. So this one definitely didn't have an R rating, and then they wanted more adult themes to it. But that remake was never done. Oh. And they should have given him some reefer, but again, One Big Night here. I do love the One Big Night, especially 80s One Big Nights. Now, previous episode, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where the original Buffy movie is really quite bad, but the Buffy TV series, I don't know if it's good or not, but people love it, and it lasted a lot longer. I think it's the opposite here. I think this film stands as the legacy, and the TV show is lesser forgotten. But Vanessa Angel being in that and being also in Kingpin quite prominently was giving me the impression she would have been quite a bigger force, a sex symbol going forward, but she really kind of trailed off. Kind of like Tia Carrera from Wayne's World, and then last I remember her being in this True Lies. Now, I'm sure both actors have done things since, but I don't remember them. Nice. Good theme song here. Also used in The Simpsons, which of course Danny Elfman did the theme for The Simpsons. So it's a good line. This kid's so chill with his like half open eyes, and kind of has a snarky, prettier than thou vibe, being a pretty boy. He didn't drink any. Only Michael Hall did. Oh, and he's smoking inside too. That buzz cut, Duke Nukem. Balding buzz cut. Why is he tolerating that? Yeah, that's not how a drunk would act. That's how a stoned person would act. Jesus, he's going to fall over that banister. Ugh. Is that a place anyone goes to get laid? I'm going to say infinitely better actor, Bill Paxton. Now, he is an adult. I don't know how old these two are really. Probably around 18, but they are a rich bitch family, aren't they? Ooh, private time. Look how big her lips are. Now, this is before the time of injectables. And you can tell how they wrinkle, that those are, I'm guessing, genetically. Damn. Now, she's Australian. Kelly LeBrock. English. Okay. So I mistook the accent. Now, she was 25 when this was being filmed. And all these repetitive kisses, although not whatever, it's, oh, wow. There we go. So this is, again, reverse the genders and you tell me, is this an appropriate scene in a film? Wow. Okay. So Michael Hall was 17, underaged. And Elon. Ooh, Elon was 16. So making out with a 25-year-old. Now, again, nobody's, as far as I know, outcrying this. That's a gorgeous shot, gorgeous color. Thank you, Dolby Vision. But it's important to bring up, you know, if you're going to hold one standard, you need to hold it here. Like, this is a somewhat predatory thing. Now, again, it's fantasy. It's not real. And this is exactly what a 16-year-old boy would fantasize about. 1000% can confirm. But again, let's switch these roles around. I have no doubt, not being one, but I have no doubt that 16-year-old girls fantasize about a older, handsome man, especially a magical one who fulfills their desires, whether that's being kissed multiple times or whether it's something else. But I don't think that film would be made. I don't think that film would stand the test of time, and I think it would be outcried against. So I do think there is a double standard there. What do you think? Put your thoughts in the comment box below. Ugh. You're going to do that laundry, bro? Oh. I mean, just because the destruction's gone, I guess. And, 25 is quite young. We see her just in juxtaposition between a 16, 7-year-old, and she does seem that much more mature. But 25-year-old is quite a child by today's standards. Is that oven on? Is she baking? Damn, that is a hell of a breakfast. Omelet. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that scene is also, now that look at the camera is definitely a Ferris Bueller-esque move. Which would come out a year after. Yeah, I believe they shortened his bikini briefs there to be even shorter than the one she wore. Oh. Yes. Okay. Look, I think that's funny. And again, outrage is too easy to find these days. Period. That said, I think it's important to discuss these things and to discuss. There's my fucking dentures that I wear these days. Discuss. That's really hard. Discuss. That was a little better. How society has evolved. God, he really just makes those eyes at everything. Kind of a horny-eyed little boy, isn't he? Like, kind of squinty and kind of like, yeah, maybe I'm stoned. There's another actor, Alex Winter from Bill and Ted. Stay tuned. And his eyes are also just weird. Every scene you see of him, when he's looking straight on the camera, it is just hard to look at. It really creeps me out. What a statement, right? What a statement. Flip those genders, y'all. What do you think about this? She gonna say anything about that statement? What if I went to a department store and found some men's thongs and asked the attendant if that would turn on a 16 or 15-year-old girl? Be kind of fucked up. Now, again, I should probably stop talking about this because the whole movie is going to be about this. So let's get back to the plot. But it's not something I remembered or thought of, but I guess it's true, And again, she's a mystic genie. She's not a human. It is fantasy. And I believe nothing actually happens. But we'll see. I think he blinked prematurely, expecting it to splash. Ugh, that's some real soupy ass fucking slushy. Great laugh by RDJ there. Look at that gap he had. So shout out to Invisalign. I never had bad teeth, actually, and I probably didn't need this. It's vanity catching up with me in my old age, but you've enhanced yourself. Yep. Yeah, RDJ is much shorter than the other guy, but they had them on equal plane in that first shot. Nice Danny Elfman cover of Pretty Woman. Pretty woman walking down the street. Pretty woman, the kind I'd like to meet. Pretty woman, ooh, leave you, must be true. Ah, malls. Also a thing of the sleepover era. Damn. Now, I don't know if this was her breakout role or she was already a well-known babe and then came to this. Of course, began her career as a model. Was in a 24-page spread. 24 in Vogue. Christian Dior. Oh, perfect or fantasy woman in the films The Woman in Red. Ah, with Gene Wilder. That's her. Okay. And then later Weird Science. So this is the second. This is her sophomore outing. And the one I remember, Woman in Red, I have actually seen fairly recently. Nice Porsche, bro. Damn. Look at all those buttons. Really kind of not cool for some bullies, right? Not a bad line. RDJ. They used to have student directories back before they realized stalking and things were not good. I remember now all the kissing. That may be the most sexual thing that happens in this, but as a boy, as I think anyone who was young, you kind of fantasize about kissing. That is kind of a moment in puberty that is interesting. You kiss the back of your hand. You do these things, these innocent, learning lessons. Damn, that is a large fucking snifter of whiskey or whatever. I do like a big party. Some of my favorite sleepover movies are big party ones. And some of my favorite memories are house parties. That was a great color change here. Yeah, that is British, not Australian. Old style, hell yeah. Definitely a regional thing, but I've heard tell. Nice. Good job, Al Bundy. Folks. Nasty. Chips and dips with the sex and drugs. I don't know, man. I always isolated the two. I think I said this on a previous movie cast, but house parties with food, that's rare, man. just to have a house to consume things in is one thing. Not a bad scene. How dilated all their pupils are. Why is he doing two hands? Great character acting. Really well done. And Kelly's doing a great job too. Like, honestly, of all the models turned actors, she is not bad. Maybe I should follow her career a bit. Oh. Yep. Actually, she hasn't been in that much. You know, she did a few things like throughout the 90s and then kind of trailed off. Yeah. Good for her. As a model, though, you kind of live a wild life, perhaps even more wild than Hollywood, in a sense. A lot of the models who then turned into acting see a episode Species and on the movie cast, and they live a wild life. They see a lot of things. They know a lot of people, and they do it at an early age because models go out around 15, 16, etc. What a polite group. Now, Landis's Animal House definitely set the tone for some of these party boob comedies. Porkies, meatballs. Like the blues and blues rock throughout. I figured it'd be more new wavy. King Crimson. What's up, prog rock poster on the wall? Yeah, maybe you don't like hundreds of people. It's okay to not want to force idle conversation. Where'd they get a light in that shower? Here you go. Jab turkey. With your gap teeth. Ugh. With saliva strand. RDJ is still a handsome dude, though, no matter what he does. I don't really like the acting of either one of the boys, though. He's having gas and he's sniffing it. Well, if you're hot enough, it is. Oh, so he actually took a deuce in front of his friend. That's some closeness I never had. I don't need a deuce partner. Yeah, how about that? Wow. Ratted out his. Ooh, God. Yeah, that's it. Own up to taking it. Be real. That's the lesson here. I believe it from the cool customer. Don't mind the poop and burning fire smell. Why'd they shut the door and lock him in? This is weird behavior. Look at all that flair you used to wear back in the 80s. Medals. Your dad's wore medals. I like how polite these young girls are. Oh, insta cred. I thought she was doing cocaine, not shooters, but is that a lot lemon? Is that some British thing I'm not aware of? Advantage. Bully. What are they doing? All right, this is very odd behavior. Why are they cool with this? I wouldn't be cool with this. Yeah, be like, get the fuck out. What? Now is the time you leave the bathroom, ladies. You're probably wrong. Dragnet. Party down. Yeah. Oh, to be called weird. Whoa. Now, why are they into that notion? That would be a little scary for me. And they double teamed her. Perfect. His British grandparents. Oh, now a song celebrating the 80s. But yeah, no cocaine. Good placement of the book, The Loser. Those weird cups with their own coasters. Is that some 80s gimmick? He's got a lighter, but he's not smoking anything. Should be getting him high. Have. Great kid photo of him. Wow. Jesus. They betrayed Lisa by making another. Now, again, her genie powers, this is, a silly movie, but her genie powers, wouldn't she know that they don't really want a party? Oh, what's up, Harry Potter? Jesus. That guy's stoned. Every practical effect John Hughes could think of here. God. Best RDJ line, maybe? If you see RDJ in the street, say that line to him. I wonder what else will be stripped away from the... Good Lord. Trash that piano. Yep. Damn. Nice. Catapulted a naked woman into a pool. Again, there's those calm eyes of the man who does not seem to care or act through his eyes at all. Why would they be willing to divulge their secret to the two bullies is also odd. And there's your 80s lesson. Well, instead, they will just destroy the world. Always remember to hook up the doll. Well, look at her try not to laugh. That's an interesting take. Hey, look, it's your cell phone ding noise. Oh, what tipped you off, Common? There's that accent. God. Well, is he gonna shit or is he gonna first he's gonna freak out, then he's gonna shit? He sits for it. I remember this scene. Great pose by Granny. So just make it happen, right? You're magic. Oh, a few people have survived the end of the party here. Always good to have a motorcycle gang enter. And there he is. Amazing face. Uh, that's raving psychos. God. Nice. Well done. Jerry Lewis behavior. God, he really does have a terrible voice. Yeah. Pretty good stunt double there. Aw, mutants. Just because they're leather daddies, they're not necessarily mutants. Yeah, you could call the cops as another option. There's some things you could do, but this is a fantasy world. Oh my. So the lesson here is slow and patient. Look at his sleepy eyes. I don't know. Do you care at all? Why don't you do your horrible scream again? Well, we got it. So Mad Max would be an homage to. When did that come out? Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Motorcycle leather daddy post-apocalyptic mutants. So I keep using the British slang, tossed off. God. Like his laugh is that of a cougar? So I kind of like the psychological dream sequence here. You know, everything is set up to tell these boys to stand up for themselves. And she did come up with this, pressure. This is the equivalent of someone allowing you to punch him in the stomach for $60. Oh, went to her first? Damn. Wow. The gentleman card. Well, where'd he get that gun from? My whip gun. They only have one gun in that crew? Okay. I mean, it still looked loaded. Oh, he bitched him. Even though he has a slave woman. Good acting all around. Well done. Was that the Dragula back there? Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches. A slam in the back of my Dragula. All right. So this is a very kiddie movie, isn't it? I see what they mean about it not being adult. You could do the same premise and make it R-rated and have more blood, violence, sex, bush, everything you might want in there. And despite a few, like intolerances racially and sexually, it's really not that offensive. This is, kind of whatever, a nice little fantasy, make a wish, make two wishes. And on that note, that opens it up to a bigger audience. You get more people in here paying to see this, and yeah. She looks kind of very different. Is this a pickup shot? They change her makeup. So she just hung out and everyone's gone. So fantasy of dominant attractive women changed to a dominant attractive woman. Oh, wow. That got extra horny, didn't it? She's like, my butthole. Get in there deep. So blonde on blonde action. Sounds like you're in love with her. Maybe you're having your lesbian awakening. These things do happen. I mean, pretty damn good. Like, close enough, right? Jesus Christ. This is a weird wrap up scene, to be honest. You know, I'm not a huge fan of it. All right, so both our heroes win at the end, and they have a lake in their backyard. Jesus. Schaefer and Sons piano too. Yeah. How rich are these motherfuckers? Nice K5. Yeah, see, I forgot that Chet really doesn't have that huge of a role. They're in Chicago. But damn, what a house, you know? My own pond or lake. I mean, I think Chet would pick up a little bit on some of the shit going down. Antique fucking shotgun. She's not going to wake up. By the way, that wouldn't just cling. That would fucking dent your skull. Oh my God. What if it went off? Jesus, dude. God. They're very calm about everything. It's not snowing outside. Do you want to mention that part, Chet? You don't get that until you're in your 60s. So great callback. Great line read. Oh, God. There's a Ferrari now. That may be true. So, great reply. Ugh. Good. Maybe these two are the best in the whole film. Kelly's surprisingly intelligent and surprisingly kind of polished about all of this. And it's far more expressive than, say, Natasha Henstridge in Species. Comparing big films for models. I mean, yeah, probably in real life they were going 35. You can't drive that fast. And nowadays you won't even see an actor drive fast at all because the insurance and the liability that goes on has ruined modern filmmaking. You don't have stunts, you don't have squibs, you don't have helicopters. And is it good? I don't know. That's why I think movies are a thing of an era. Lasted, less than 100 years, and that's a pretty good run for an art form. Maybe the novel will come back. Buford. like his selective amnesia or stroke he suffered from the experience. No. All right, are we done yet? Let's end this fucker. Oh, yeah, got kind of a grab. Ooh. Mm-hmm. And what message does that send to a army of little boys who came to watch this film? Yeah. Oh, to be innocent and all you do is make out. That's about right. Aw. What is that? Some John Cusack fucking holdover? A lot of seminal film things happen in a short amount of time. No, way later say anything, and definitely didn't have the sprinkler, but I'm sure that's an homage to something. I like how cool these two girls are with all the fucking psychoticness going on. Just bang me. I'm used to being lied to. Where is it? Nice. Great puppet. Sorry. I mean, see, so here's that child humor again. Like, you could really kind of say that this left it open for the TV show. Now, she does not get naked in this, so I was mistaken. There are a lot of images of titties and one actress who gets her clothes sucked off, but Kelly not naked, or at least we don't see her tits. And that's interesting. Good for her. Meanwhile, Natasha, worse actor, arguably. I don't even think arguably, but worse actor, was naked as hell in her film. And I like her whimsy. You know, I like a whimsical god. A trickster god. After one night. That's all it takes, though, to be honest, you know? Mm. I mean, she set all this up, brothers. It would be, you know, better if it faded to it's all a dream, because this could be a fevered dream. I like Chet's nice now. I'm a horrible blob that oozes fucking goo. Now, why does I can't remember from the TV show, does Chet spontaneously come back to being this beast? Her outfits are definitely on point. Here's her fucking vampire stage. Dior. Tease that hair. Everything's okay. I thought of it all. We have girlfriends now. Oh, the two butthead stories. So the two boys, you know, the Dude, Where's My Car also is a kind of magical adventure. Also kind of Tinder and its mercies, right? Like it's not offensive. Now I know there's offensive elements about this from the dating, some offensive language, but this is, you know, aw. There is a pervasive sweetness here and innocence. Good guys, right? And this is the good guys. Kelly did an exceptional job in this. And I wouldn't have thought that because, you know, she is playing a kind of stereotype role. She did it very, very well with a lot of depth and humanity and intelligence behind her eyes and an ease of delivering lines. Ooh, why does he get 2 kisses? Perfect exit to your anima or whatever, the guiding force of femininity, femininity. Yeah, okay. In your life, your sexual awakening leader. Good music score. In reverse. We shot it all. Now let's put it in reverse. Economical and smart. You know, I want to hate this movie, but it does have a kind of emotional depth there. Really, really carried by Kelly. She is fantastic in this. And I think all credit is due to her. I didn't realize that back in the day. Now, Paxton is the best of all the cameos by far, too. But Kelly LeBrock is just really own this part. And I know you never win an award for this, right? But to completely play a part as expected with the writing and with the comfort she had in it, you know, fantastic. She could have done more. And apparently, you know, she picked and chose her roles and did a lot of humanitarian work as a person, and my God, all due respect. In fact, everyone but the lead two did a pretty good job. Both sets of parents were funny. Some of the bluesmen were funny. The biker gang did a good job. And now we're full circle, back where we started. Why are they sweaty? Is pee just beginning? Oh. Oh my. So she's taken her love of shaping young men into a career. And she'll be back in Weird Science 2, right? Okay. I think I've said everything that needs to be said about here. Shout out Robert Downey, did an okay job. Bill Paxton, of course, fantastic. Michael Berryman is mutant biker, interesting looking man, did a great job with his exit line. The stunts were great. The practical effects were good. Great music. Okay with this song. Oingo Boingo. If it was written for it, I'm not sure. Then excellent job, Danny Elfman. But let me go back and underline this. Kelly LeBrock. Holy shit. Pretty good actor. Let's go check out those other roles. And with that, good night.